What up, what up, what up, and welcome everybody. Welcome back. Man, listen, all right. It is that time of the day. So, I wanted to bring out a video showing the traitors and the individuals committing treason to the United States. Everybody's running around screaming about China and Russia and all this nonsense. I wanted to show you the people who are actually standing here funding this, because everybody keeps asking me, well, who is it, right? Well, I'm not like the rest of these channels that go, oh man, we have a problem with these traitors in this country and blah, 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 right? Or we have, these corporate individuals. I'm going to show names and faces, right? I think that's kind of important when it comes down to it, all right? So, but before that, I want y'all to understand exactly what's going on, all right? Now, this is a second market-friendly revolution. All right, the first one happened in the 1970s after we went off the gold standard. The United States monetary supply ended up becoming very inflationary, where United States citizens ended up earning more and more every year, and the companies were having their profits being eaten into by inflation. This is an important thing for everyone to understand when it comes down to it. The reason why I want y'all to understand this is because there was a major change made inside of the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve original mandate was to maintain full employment. Now, they went from maintaining full employment to having a dual mandate of maintaining full employment and maintaining price stability. And you can't do both at the same time. And at the same point, we ended up taking the constraints off of our corporations and our manufacturing and started shipping the jobs overseas. This happened through a period of years from about 1978 to 1997. All right, it's happened under Reagan, Bush, and Clinton. Now, with this being said, this is a second market-friendly revolution because Donald Trump was a worker and labor-friendly revolution. Is what it was. That's what Donald Trump was really about. This was the workers of the United States being so upset about their conditions and the fact that they weren't having raises anymore that they ended up sitting here and electing a dude who everybody else thought was completely and utterly racist. Now, with that being said, the corporations decided to fight back and scream, oh, Orange Man bad, and blah, 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 blah. Because they want to continue to be able to have international manufacturing, because they don't want to pay American workers. They're more than willing to, drop a couple 100,000 here, a few million there to, put the battery in the back of communists and Black Lives Matter, ANTIFA, things of this nature. So, with that being said, let's look at some of the individuals who are responsible for this, okay? So what you do is, what I did was I went to companies that I know are donating large amounts of money to people like Black Lives Matter. For instance, Nike sat here and said that they're going to donate $40 million over the next, something like 4 or 5 years, something like that, to the social justice organizations who support Black Lives Matter. So I went through and I tried to find out who exactly is on the board of Nike. Well, I found out. Let's check out, well, we have lots of people. We're going to check out, the first one is Heidi O'Neill, President of Consumer and Marketplace for Nike. She also sits on the board of Levi Strauss and Spotify. That's a strange thing, because isn't Spotify the company who's trying to censor American thought? I'm pretty sure it is. Or how about Hillary Crane, board member at Nike and the Federal Reserve of San Francisco? Those are strange, different boards to be sitting on. Melanie Harris sits on the board of Nike and Bain and Company. If you don't know who Bain and Company is, it's kind of a big deal. It's the people who made Mitt Romney all of his money. Weird how he's a never Trumper too. Strange how, these people had the same politics, ain't it? Matthew Friend, Nike, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley. That's another strange one, ain't it? Right? Thomas Clark, Nike, Rubbermaid, and Starwood Hotels. Well, Rubbermaid, manufactures internationally inside of China as well, and a lot of other places in Asia, right? Andy Champion, Nike, and Starbucks. Isn't Starbucks another one of these companies that just screamed out about never Trump nonsense? John Donahoe, Nike, PayPal, eBay, and Bain and Company. PayPal, I'm pretty sure, restricting individuals' abilities to stand here and what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh yeah, transfer money to and from things, right? eBay, another company, same type of deal. Banning company, again, Mitt Romney, whole situation. Ain't that kind of strange, right? Now let's move over to, actually no, we'll go with Matt Parker, right? Who works for not just Nike, but also Walt Disney as well. He sits on the board there. Michael Spillane, Greater China, Tommy Hilfiger, and Boston Beer Company, as well as sitting on the board of Nike. J. Scott Uzel, SC Johnson and Companies, and Nike. See, all these individuals sit on different boards, right? They don't just sit on one. So when you start talking about things like conspiracies, it's individuals who sit on a whole bunch of different boards. And so therefore, the companies reflect just their politics. All right. It's a big club and we ain't in it. Now, so then I went over to Ford. Why did I go over the Ford? Well, because I'll be honest with you, I watched a couple of Ford commercials here recently. And their push for electric and their push of single moms and their push of, minorities and things of this nature kind of had me sketched out about them. So let's look at who sits on the board of Ford Motor Company. John Huntsman. This is a strange one. This guy here is an particularly bad traitor. All right. He was the governor of Utah, the board of Ford Motors. He served as ambassador to Russia, China, and Singapore under Reagan, Obama, and Bush. And he sits on the board of Chevron. Now, you tell me, what company or what country does he serve? Legitimately, what country does he serve? I mean, shouldn't we be standing here having a conversation about a dude who legitimately, made his bones in government work under Ronald Reagan, Bush, and Obama, over here working for private companies, selling out, United States citizens and jobs to other countries? Isn't that something maybe we should have a conversation about? How about William E. Kennard, Ford, MetLife, AT&T, and Duke Energy, and he was on the board of Sprint and the Carlyle Group. Anybody don't know who the Carlyle Group? It's also a group that has board members such as George W. Bush and the Bakers. Right? I don't know if anybody knows who the Bakers are. The Bakers are they're very important in American politics. In the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they were really, really big. You know what I'm saying? They kind of went ghost after the 2000s, and Michael Moore made a big documentary about them. All right, and John Lechleiter serves on the board of Ford, Nike, and United Way. So understand, this kind of brought us full circle. All these individuals are traitors to our country when it comes down to it. All right, the reason why they stole this election for Joe Biden was because Donald Trump was killing the monster that is the United States world order. And the U.S. world order protects all shipping and all goods that are transferred internationally, and allows them to manufacture goods in companies in countries that legitimately should not, have American manufactured goods in them. It's, American manufactured goods should be made by, Americans, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to pay the money it would cost because they would end up having to raise prices. And you notice how one of these individuals worked on the board of Federal Reserve? And what did I tell you the Federal Reserve was there to do? It's there to maintain price controls, right? Well, not price controls. To stop inflation, right? Price stability, and try to have as much employment as possible. Which one of those do you think that somebody who works for Nike would care about? Would it be employment? No, because Nike don't really employ people in America. They employ people in China, in Singapore, in Africa. They don't employ people in the States because it would cost too much money to pay an American worker to manufacture their shoes, even though they're charging $130 a pair. We need to watch these traders. And we'll do more of these. All right, we're going to expose more of this nonsense. And we'll bring these people to the forefront so everybody knows exactly who they are. But in the meantime, I'm Tom Pease with Pnoid News. Thank you for joining me today. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Peace.